We're the brothers from the Gathering of Christ Church, and through the Spirit of the Most High, Ahayah, Bahashem Yeshaya, which is the Most High name of Christ, we have went into a more in-depth, detailed study on the name of the Most High. Now, the last time we were going into names and revealing the true name of the Most High and exposing the names that the Masoretes or the Jewish scribes have been pushing in this earth. Since we did it the first time, our old YouTube page was suspended. We were on the street teaching on the 4th of July of this year, and we went into the true name, or the name that the Masons use. And no sooner as we put that up, exposing the name that the Masons is using as their God, that page was suspended. We know that by revealing this information, that soon we will not be able to teach through YouTube. So we thought that we would give this a real good in-depth study on the name of the Most High and the deception behind the names they've given the masses. Research that you can actually go online and see yourself. Books you can purchase yourself. And above all, the information will come through the Bible. Okay. We will not only show you the true name of the Most High, we will show you the deception behind the names we've been calling on, the history of the names we've been calling on in this society. We'll also show you the end result, or the result of calling on these other names. You're going to find there's only one name under heaven whereby men can be saved. You're going to find out that all the names that we've been calling on in our society, they're part of our program, every last one of them. That these names did not come by some spiritual revelation. You're going to find that the majority of the quote-unquote Israelite groups, or the black Israelite groups here in America and now abroad, who teach some truth, fell victim to calling on a name that was already established in the earth. Okay? We ask those brothers, as well as others, to open up your mind. Okay? To open up your mind, look at the study in depth, and then decide if that's the name of the Most High, based on in-depth study. We also ask that you brothers and sisters, once you see this study, we ask that you download it, push it, okay, give it to others, knowing that soon we will not be able to teach through this medium. Okay? The truth is here now, so, you know, our site might get suspended or what have you, but we have to expose the lies that have been taught to the world. That's our job as servants. Now, going into the name of the Most High, because we've been getting a lot of pushback for the last couple of years since we put up the name of the Most High on YouTube, stating that his name is Ahayah. Now, the majority of the groups were out there, were fine with us and agreed with our teachings until that piece came out. Okay? And it's a shame. All right. So, even though we would like our brothers to understand that we don't, we mean them no harm, and we're not trying to disrupt or to put a stumbling block before others. We want them to know that we love them, and we're putting this information out there because we love them. Okay? And again, we're going to beg you, look at the information we're going to give you today. And if you find it to be true, once you research it yourself, give it to your congregation. Give it to the brothers and sisters. You younger people that haven't ran into, this might be the first time you ever heard about an Israelite. If you are new, there's a lot of information out there about, the Jews going into captivity, the curses, and all those things. You'll find that similar teaching in almost every Israelite group. Okay? That's a give me now. That's no secret who the Jews are, or who the Israelites are on the earth. But don't link your loyalty to any man without research. Take the scriptures for what they are, but don't call on another God based on your loyalty to another man. And it's important. I'm going to show you why. Go to Psalms. I'm going to show you why I made that statement. Go to Psalms 96 and 4 and 5. Please. Psalms 94 and 5. Read that.
96 and 94.
One moment, let me grab it here. Psalms 96, 4 and 5. Get that for me.
Psalms 96 and 4. For the Lord is great and greatly to be praised.
So the Lord is great, greatly to be praised. Now, we know that his name wasn't Lord. Okay, that was another name that was injected that we'll get into later. But we know the Most High. Okay, he's great. And we should praise him. Read.
He is to be feared above all gods.
And he is to be feared above all gods. Now what is that telling us there? That right there is telling us that there's more than one God in this earth. It's more than one God. If the God of all gods is to be feared above all the other gods of the earth, if the Most High is to be feared above all the other gods, that's proof that there's more than one God in this earth. So we must be careful. Read.
Verse 5. For all the gods of the nations are idols.
Are what?
Are idols.
All the gods of the nations are idols. Okay? So you'll know the false gods in this earth if there's an idol attached to it. So right there, that rules out the majority of religions you see in this earth. Idols are attached to false gods because the God of the Hebrews told his people that you are not to bow down to any image in the earth. Anything that's in the heaven above, that's made in the shape of a heaven above, or in the earth beneath. Okay? That's Exodus, the 20th chapter. Okay, so idols are attached to gods. So if you want to know what gods to exclude based on name, first, you would exclude any god that's attached to an idol. That's number one. Read on.
But the Lord made the heavens.
But our God made the heavens. We're going to show you his name. Go ahead. Now, I need you to go to Colossians 2 and 18 to bring another point on why it's important. Why it's very important that we call on the correct name of the Most High. Read Colossians 2 and 18 for me, please.
Colossians 2 and 18. Let no man beguile you of your reward in heaven.
Do not let any man beguile you of your reward in heaven. Through what?
In a voluntary humility and worshiping of angels.
Voluntary humility. What that means? You're voluntarily giving over yourself, being humble, maybe because it's your teacher. Okay? And the next thing you know, by not researching, you're worshiping some angels or gods, because angels are Ahayah or elves or gods. Read that again.
Let no man beguile you of your reward.
Don't be beguiled or tricked of your reward. Read.
In a voluntary humility.
And having a voluntary humility, and that can happen. That can happen when you humble yourself under a teacher. And you're supposed to. You're supposed to humble yourself under a teacher, but no teacher is above the Most High. Read.
And worshiping of angels.
You have to make sure that teacher is not guiding you into a worship of an angel. Because if it's not the Most High, it's the worship of a fallen angel. And his name is Lucifer. His name is Lucifer. So you must be careful. The fallen one is very cunning. Very cunning. There's a lot of information we already have prepared, but there's a few scriptures coming to my mind that I need to get out before we actually go into the lesson. I need you to go to 2 Corinthians 11. And 13. 2 Corinthians 11 and 13. And the 14th verse. Read that.
2 Corinthians 11 and 13. For such are false apostles, deceitful workers, transforming themselves into apostles of Christ.
So we know that there's a warning, according to Paul, that you have deceitful workers transforming themselves into the apostles of Christ. Read.
And no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light.
He's transformed into a what?
Into an angel of light.
Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. Okay? So when Satan presented himself to the masses, you're looking for a guy with horns and a tail. But he's going to come to you as your God, as your angel of light. That's what we're trying to show you here. And we're going to prove that Satan have tricked the whole earth into calling on him. That cunning serpent have convinced the whole earth to call on him. Read.
Verse 15. Therefore, it is no great thing if its ministers also be transformed as the ministers of righteousness.
So there's no great thing that if his ministers also be transformed as the ministers of righteousness. So in the last days, you will see people who you think is righteous that are set up in your established religions, so to speak, and they're really ministers of the devil, ministers of Satan, bringing forth Satan's agenda. Read.
Whose end shall be according to their works.
And their end shall be according to their works. Because they decided to follow the dark works of Satan, they will fall with Satan. Okay? So we want to make sure some of you new of you, or some of you brothers and sisters out there, don't get caught up. Just call on a name because you hear others call on the name. Because there's power. There is power behind the names you call. Whichever God you call on or pray to, you give power to that God. So don't just repeat things because you hear others say it. I hear a lot of people out there saying Yahweh, Jehovah, Yahweh, Yah, God, Jesus. They're saying a lot of different names, mainly because it was passed down through tradition or respect of their teachers, without research.